AI Alchemy Hour starts now.
Exploring AI craziness.
I love it. I love it.
This thing is like literally the most complex thing I've ever like experienced in my lifetime.
What's that? Building this
Well, because in AI, it's really hard to generate the same image with the same face. So I did that part today. So I got our AI influencer Betty built out, but I can't like to try to teach this would be like a nightmare. But it's pretty interesting the way it's laid out. So I'll show everybody what it's about, but it's dangerous. Like literally, I type in anything like the wrong way, and all kinds of weird wacky images come up,
I love it.
inappropriate, because there's no barriers.
I was thinking, so for today we'll keep it nice and tight within the hour. And I want to start by going over some of the free ad copy stuff real quick.
Go for it.
So I'm gonna give it like just a couple more minutes to let some more people kind of trickle in, and then we'll launch, and then we can do some very high level overview of this influencer stuff. And I think the big one too is just literally if we can just figure out, or if you could show how to get consistency with people, which I think is that's probably the biggest part of it.
Oh no, yeah, no, that part I figured out. I mean, you still can't do certain things like rackets, and hands are still an issue. But the problem lies in is that there's still so you're gonna have to then face swap. So
Got it.
first stage is creating consistency. So you have a model that you can use, that you create, that you're really happy with. I got to be honest, they're really super realistic. Like, I mean, it's like next level realistic. Wait until you see it. It's like insane. And like someone will come a little bit different, but not enough where people are like, is that the same person? But a little bit of different. And actually there's probably more settings that I can keep deep diving into that's going to change that. But then there is going to be where I'm gonna find a similar body of the person that I created, and then just face swap to somebody that's actually playing pickleball that has a similar body, and that's gonna be interesting.
Nice. Yeah, one of the I guess let me transition. We'll just go into some of this free ad copy stuff, and then we'll transition.
Yeah. Well, I still need some
hit.
time too, so yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. All right, so I wanted real quick to go over, some of you guys may have seen it, and I just wanted to remind you. So this is free ad copy, which is our writing tool that we made, and it is free. You sign up, put email in, but you don't have to put any credit card. You get 10 credits, and those renew, I believe, every month. You get additional credits. And then if you refer people, you can get even more credits. I think up to 20 or something like that, recurring every month. So all you need to do is sign up, and you can use the platform, and all you got to do is share it, and you can use the platform even more, right? And there's the option to buy credits if you want to buy credits, but honestly, with the referral system and everything else that you get, you can use this pretty well. And a lot of the prompts that you see in here, so the way it works is imagine it's basically like a better Jasper tool that meets a Netflix for marketers. Okay, there's sort of two components. So first you have the templates in here, which many of you guys have seen these before. These are being uploaded every single week. We have new templates that you can use. So email copy, you have Facebook ads down here, and these are the same prompts and the same templates that we use in our agency. So when we write short form copy, we use these. So these are like high converting direct response ads, like that are very involved and very in depth. So this is good copy. It's really not generic ChatGPT copy. This is stuff that we would write and we would send to clients, and they're still scaling on cold traffic with the ads that they write from this. And some of these ads have beat like very well-known, renowned copywriters, right? And that just happens, right? It's the name of the game. But there are ads that have like crushed those controls, and they're very, very involved and very, very in depth. So I just encourage everyone on here, like, there's tons of AI writing tools out there. There's copy.ai, there's Jasper, but I really don't think that there are many tools that are able to give you the level of direct response quality. And so I really encourage you. I talk to a lot of people who know about the tool and they're like, yeah, I should probably like play around with it. But I encourage you to spend 10, 15 minutes playing around with the tool because insanely powerful and can get you a lot of cool things. So let me show you actually this one because somebody asked, I believe it's somebody asked on one of our ads, they're like, hey, like, I don't believe that this actually beat a world-class copywriter. And it did. So this one here, the whistleblower control beater, this is the same prompt and same template that we use in our agency to beat somebody else's ad. So we made the prompt, we used the prompt, and it beat an ad written by someone who's very well known. And so what's cool is you could just put in your information, target market, pain point, dislike solutions, stuff like this. You can just pop that in there. And once you do type it in, you can just save those answers. The other cool thing too is let's say that you're selling like this. Okay, so let's say we're selling T Drive. Okay, all you do is just copy this link. You come in a free ad copy here. And let me get that out of the way. You can just put in the URL. And this one is still iffy. Sometimes it's a little bit buggy, unfortunately. It depends on the site. But as you can see, all I did was literally pop that in, and now I have all of these fields filled out. Unique solution. I literally did nothing but pop that in, and then I can go here, click it, and I can generate my ad. So the reason why I like this is like you could use this for client work, so you can use this for your business, but you can use this for spec work. Let's say that you're trying to get a client, just literally go to their website, plug it in here, and you can write them 10 ads, and it like you can send it to them and be like, hey, boom. And these are not like these are pretty good, right? So don't pop another prescription pill to boost your testosterone until you watch this video, because relying on synthetic chemicals isn't going to help you regain your vitality and can even likely lead to damaging side effects. The truth is, the pharmaceutical industry is lying to you, selling costly pills that barely work only to line their greedy pockets. I'm here to bust their deceitful practices wide open. The program is 100% natural, etc. So there's some things that you're going to have to fill in, but for the most part, there's literally just 2 clicks that I put on here, and it's free, right? That cost me 2 credits. So you could do this 5 different times. You could generate 5 different ads that are really, really solid. And there's no like prompts that you need. You can just put in the inputs. So I really encourage everyone in here, if you haven't played around, like play around with this, because people are not using the tool to its capacity. And if you do, like really, really powerful things in here. Another one is the market research, the build a buyer. So the first time we showed this to somebody who runs an agency, a really big 7-figure agency, he was like, man, I would pay $10,000 for the brief that this created. And a lot of you guys know the program. Nuno, I know that you've seen this too. Like we use the build a better buyer for the foundation of a lot of processes, right? Like if you generate a build a better buyer, which is basically a buyer persona or buyer profile, you can use that in Claude or in ChatGPT to have conversations with it and use that as the foundation information, right? You could put in the build a better buyer and say, hey, generate me some ad images for something like that, right? So really powerful different use cases. I encourage you to play around with it. I encourage you to like explore it and see what's happening. The other thing that is cool is we just added this learning area. So inside of here, there are videos that we're in the pro membership. They're from our events and things like that. And you can access these for just 2 credits. One of the really cool ones that I think Stefan was really talking about this week was this 9 cheeky split test winners. Okay, which is a really like powerful video. It's an hour long, but it goes through 9 different split tests that won. And so one of the most simple ones was testing submit, checkout, pay now, or complete purchase as the text on the CTA, something so simple, but it led to some massive amount of conversions, which when you start to do the math in a year's time would lead to 7-figure boost in revenue for the company, just changing these words. So understanding those little nuances is powerful. This is literally from the event that, you know, people had to pay $3,000 ticket for or be part of the mastermind for, and you can get it in this thing here. So this is all stuff that's new and launched, and I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of it and you know what's happening. So I encourage you to play around with it because I think it's a phenomenal tool. I think there's a lot of value that that you guys can get from it. And yeah, We have a lot of other cool stuff that's coming down the pipeline that I'm really, really excited to share with you that you'll be apprised of in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Just kind of tease it. Oh, and
I wanna buy Pikachu hat.
yeah, me too. I want Pikachu heads. I wanted to share one more thing too, because I promised you guys I would let you know. How many of you guys saw the AI like animation ad that we did? Ron, I know you did. Nuno. And it was cool. Like it was like a fun video. It was exciting, but we were like, hey, we want to test it as an ad, right? Will this thing actually work as an ad? Because just because it's cool, like doesn't mean that it's going to work as an ad. We're still running like not a crazy volume of spend, but consistently it is still one of our best ads that's basically getting us like a 2x ROAS, right? And it's not optimized as an ad at all, right? It's literally like a video about a boy selling lemonade. It doesn't even have a call to action until like a minute or so in. Like it violates almost every rule of ad copy that I know. It's just a story. So I'm amazed that it works. There's a million ways to optimize it, but this just shows you that it's an incredible opportunity because people are stopping because they're seeing something they haven't seen before, right? That is one of the most like tried and true principles of marketing, right? When you show something that's new, that's how you get people's attention, right? Is by showing them something they've never seen before, something that is shocking. So the fact that we have this huge blue ocean of opportunity, which will quite frankly probably not last that long, the fact that we have this opportunity to generate AI assets and generate AI videos, especially in 2024, that are going to get people's attentions and stop them is a powerful tool. So I would recommend that you learn it, and we'll be giving you opportunities, providing you opportunities to learn that. And the tools that we used were DID, which I don't know, Nuno, if you use that at all, but DID is basically a tool that allows you to take a still image from an AI ad, and then you can animate the mouse so it can talk, right? So it animates the face. It was used for training videos, but the other use cases to make like movie trailers and stuff like that. Midjourney, obviously, which is a great image generation tool. And then there's Pika Art. So Pika Art allows you to make little clips. And then there's Runway, right? Which it also allows you to make AI video generation. But more importantly, it has a brush that will basically allow you to take an image from Midjourney, and then you can just use this brush to animate it and create motion around that. So with a combination of those tools plus 11 Labs, which is great for voice, that's how we were able to make this AI ad. And we'll be coming out with some different workflows that will make it a little more clear for you guys, because I know Jojo, like you mentioned, there's stuff around DID. There's a lot of little nuances to work together, but I encourage you to play around with those tools, and we're going to go into a little bit of that today, because I know Nuno's been busy behind the scenes building an OnlyFans empire. Just kidding, but building AI influencers. And one of the actual hardest problems, and I'm telling you this is actually a great segue, is by far one of the hardest problems right now with AI video generation is consistency with characters. It's it seems like something that's minor, but in this, it's really hard to get consistent characters. Even if you watch our ad, the boy looks like he's wearing like 6 different t-shirts and he looks different every frame, right? If you really pay close attention, it's not the same kid and it's not the same robot, right? In one scene, the robot's like small, and the other one, he's like this big buff robot. It's really hard to generate consistent images. So we're going to be tackling some of that at a high level today. And Nuno will share some amazing things. So that's it. I'm going to turn it over to
Yeah. So I'm gonna preface this by saying, like, I'm gonna show how this tool works, but I'm really nervous because there are no barriers on this tool. So meaning there's no you can't block nudity, you can't block anything, and literally depending on what you put, I have no control. Even if I put don't do nudity, it does nudity. So the only reason why I say that is because I've been tackling this for the last like couple 2 weeks. It took me 2 weeks to set this up. Now, a lot of this is based off of Python code and really hard install. It is a free program. However, it does require a lot of time to just set up the right way. Really hard to teach, but I just want to show you the possibilities of what's out there. And then you guys, at whatever point you could do. So, that one of our goals for the Pickleball Empire thing that we're still on track to do is that we wanted to create an avatar that we can use Somebody who's a little bit older, a female probably, and then going in there. The problem is every time you go and create something on Dali, Leonardo, or anything else, keeping consistency gets really, really hard. So I went out on a hunt of like, well, how can I break the consistency? And then how can I get around the weird things like rackets, especially paddleball rackets, which no AI knows what the heck a paddleball racket is. And it's really hard to get consistency in rackets and sports and everything else. So first path we're doing is trying to get to consistency. Second is getting a face swap, which will then lead into also video face swap because these go hand in hand, which will then take a video of somebody actually with a similar body, similar frame, and all you're doing is switching out the face. So you don't have to be that expert. You just have to match the face of the expert, and then all of a sudden become like a pickleball. Like, I can literally get your face using a deep fake, and we're gonna get into deep fakes and just kind of highlight over it. So that's how deep we went here. But what was funny it was when I found this in the it's stable diffusion and it's comfy UI. Comfy UI is a straight up node modular system. Now wait until you guys see this thing just to generate a picture. What I had to like figure out. It literally is probably was harder than calculus. I'm not even exaggerating. I was sweating bullets. There were some things in here like I can't even believe I figured out. But through a lot of research and YouTube's and God knows what else and a lot of yelling and screaming, it's at least generating a semi-consistent picture. And I could keep changing the prompts and adding different backgrounds. Now, as far as if I want to do like an Instagram AI model, I got that down packed. Like I can do that tomorrow. But if I want to do a model that's actively doing a sport, I do definitely need to face swap to people that are actually in the image because the AI, no matter which AI you're using, it just doesn't, it will get there. It just doesn't have it right now. So without further ado, let's just kind of get into it. This is the craziness that this thing is. This is how you build it. It's a node-based system. So you're building basically like the blocks of what it is. And every time, and each one is very singular focus. This one is the build out for the Facebook swap, the face swap, I should say. But right now it's got one big error and I can't get through it. So I have to download all these things. But what I am going to show you guys is I'm going to go ahead and load our pickleball person. And hopefully this will load soon. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. So I know this sounds pretty wacky, but I generated this person. This is a completely generated image. I don't know if you guys can see the quality of that image, but that is the completely generated image without any touch up, without anything, just a raw individual that was completely AI generated. This is everything that I had to do to get there. And I had to create like kind of a frame that this person would have along with the frame, like a face. And eventually this is actually the face we're going to be using face swap. And basically I even can pose the person, how they come out in the picture by putting in different poses. So each one of these is a separate module. So when you guys are going to Leonardo and you guys are going to Dali, it's doing this all in the background. I literally had to create bits and pieces of everything that I wanted in order for this thing to just fire and work, including upscaling. So for instance, the module right now is older woman in her 50s, gray and blonde hair, very fit in tennis court. That's it. So I'm going to cue the prompt and hopefully it'll fire and not make me look like a clown. But either way, I'll show you what we created early on just so you guys see it. And literally, like, I had to be so careful. So this ended up becoming our model. So this is Betty. Okay. This is younger Betty. Not really. You can notice pretty darn close. And then we started, getting really, really close.
That's crazy.
Isn't that
That's so
crazy?
realistic.
That's two separate images, two separate things. Like I said, and now you just keep redefining. And then there's some different tries, her on her bad day. And I just keep refining the image. And the goal of it is I need to create some kind of consistency. And the background's not bad. It's got some odd things going on, but you can't beat the quality. So that's the insane part of what we're trying to do. And this is all, this is all from that. So the goal of it is you would generate these three images very, very similar. You see that? It's very hard to distinctly unless you're really looking and you're really trying to define it. And this is even poorer quality, so it could actually like make sense. It's a little bit older. But everything from like I said, it was a little bit older to the freckles, you know what I'm saying? The semi-fit, like got muscle, forearm muscle, and everything else. This is all based on that. And the poses, you see the hands don't look off.
Hmm.
So I know those are slight things. And then I literally like, it's so funny. I was trying to create, this is the starter pack that give you Emily Virginsky. And literally you can post whatever you want. She will always end up naked, no matter what you do. So I had to like stay away from a different model. So here she is. It's not defined. But then in this image, we're upscaling it 30 times. So same facial expressions, not necessarily almost there, but it will come out in here. And see, here she is again. Because what I can do that I can't do in other places is I can fix the seed, meaning you'll keep trying to operate off of this one seed. And here's Betty with another outfit. So go in here, save image, put down downloads. Let's see how she compares. So here is Betty. Again, really, really hard to tell the difference.
Yeah, really hard.
You see what I'm saying? So I technically, again, the paddles is the where we're going to always run into issues, right? But now I can say, you know, her in Paris. Let's see what comes up. So now I come in here and literally I have to put nudity in the, so this is a positive prompt and negative prompt. So unlike Leonardo and all that, where you don't ever want to do, and when usually you're dealing with any kind of AI, you don't want to do negative conditioning. Here, you always do. You always want to say what you don't want versus what you do want. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say, instead of tennis court, I'm going to say in Paris. Let's see what comes up. And then I'm going to go ahead and queue again. This is also being generated off of a video card and inside my computer. This is not going to any outside server. This is not a paid program. This is all free open source. So this is legitimately like built from the ground up, like, and people give you access. Now, what's crazy is that there are people that have gone so into this tool that they give you modules that are adding additional features, including video, including face swapping, including all that. So yeah, see, now here's Emily, a little bit of a slight distinction, but there's France in the background.
Amazing. I have two. So Ron is saying, can this be run on a Mac? First question.
Harder on a Mac because
Yeah.
it's Python based. Python is usually more, it can, but you would have to use like what I think is called a virtual machine. A little harder to do, but yes, it can be done. It's just really hard to install. It's really hard to install. This took me, the install alone took me like a week to figure out.
So my question is, this is insane, kind of. Looking at all, I'm like, I don't even know what it is. It's crazy. And this is what we mean when we say you're a wizard. Spending time just connecting all this stuff. But for somebody who's watching this and wants to use, you know, like even do some basic face swapping or
Yeah, there's programs out there that 100% do it. They're just paid. You know, if you do face swap AI, literally like faceswapper.ai. So, I mean, you just come in here and you put your face on whatever you want.
Yep.
You get 6 credits right up. You can sign up for free, and then the pricing is 199 credits per month or whatever else. Anybody can do it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's totally there. The reason why I wanted to do it this way was, one, I wanted to prove that I could do it. That was definitely the more of the realistic goal here. And two is I want to go, I can do it. If I can, so think about what we're trying to do, right? If we're trying to do our diabolical plan of taking over the pickleball empire, we got Betty here, our perfect middle-aged model, right? She now can be holding a paddleboard, traveling the roads of Paris. You know, while she's not playing paddleball, she's a fashionista somewhere in Paris, drinking like lattes and going to Monaco and whatever else. Now we have a true Instagram influencer that can really drive. Now, I can tell you that there are a lot of these fake AI influencers out there right now, and one of them closed on a $20 million contract in the city, a known AI model. And the creator and them created that. And this is what they're using. This is the exact program, obviously with a lot of redefinement. I mean, there's so many freaking settings. Like I need like a pilot's manual to like figure this out. Okay. Like, and I just obviously you guys know I don't have that kind of time, but the fact that this does this at this level, and I mean it's pretty intense. Like you can make yourself a cartoon. There's just a lot of different things you can do. And literally because there's no parameters, there's no blockers. So you literally can go out of your way. Now, ironically enough, and just I know this is not the ethical thing to do, but people are taking their AI models and then creating OnlyFans sites and then just unleashing the nudity in this tool. And then all of a sudden people are actually paying. There's one that's earning close to like $20,000-$30,000 a month just on the combined of whatever it is. It's pretty insane. So I mean, it's not like this won't work, you know what I'm saying? But for what we're trying to do and everything else, I just thought it was so freaking cool. Like all you need is an active person that's just posting. And some of these AI, like if I type AI influencer, yeah, meet the first Spanish AI model. That is not a real person. That is not a real person. This is Anita. She's well known. She earns $1,000 per advertising. And the program they're using is Stable Diffusion. And this is her Instagram posts. Her Instagram following, I think, is up to like, I'm going to say 121. Yeah.
Wow.
And she is now, they're putting her in like brand clothes and everything else. And they're actually now creating like deep fake videos with like other people's body in her face. So like this is like completely getting out of hand, like at that point. So yeah, so if you want, I mean, Leonardo comes really close out of all the ones that I've tried, but it doesn't keep the seed. There are ways to kind of keep the seed, but even when they say you can, it's like, you know, you get free credits in here. It's pretty decent. You do photorealism when you want to image generation. You come in here and you do photoreal and you come close. And then you grab the image and then you can grab the seed, I believe. There's a way to do it. I can't remember how to do it in here. And you can do Alchemy Upscaler. You can do Refined Strength High, Smooth. And then you can go through it. And then it scales the person going in there. But that still looks kind of like, I mean, compare that to Betty here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the highest refinement I'll go. Look at this. You guys see the difference? So, I mean, but that's a work in motion, you know, and then you got the paddle in the middle of the air, you know, here it comes close. Again, but it's keeping the consistency. That's what we're looking for. And again, I now have 5 Instagram posts. And I could change what she's wearing, her poses, because I can input the pose that I want. And then eventually I'm gonna just take Mary here and face swap right in here.
I love it. Can we do
And
it?
then face swap her too. Because they're holding the paddle, they're doing the things that we can't. You follow? And maybe blur out the ones that kind of like don't even do it. And again, some of these might be even getting photoshopped and cleaned up. This is without any Photoshop and anything else. Like, I mean, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So that's what we have. So this is, like I said, this is called Comfy AI UI, actually Comfy UI. It requires a lot of Python code installations and all this on crazy stuff. You run it locally on your computer and it uses your video card. It does not work well with Apple for as far as I know. But yeah, but this is kind of it. And the face swap one, it just can't load a certain thing. The code is not working. Yeah, so something's not going right there. But every time I want to create something, I have to load. So this is strictly for pickleball. So this is my workflow for the pickleball Betty. This is Betty. All right. Now, if I want to try the face swap, which is what I'm working on right now. This is the beginning of it. And here it's just refining this image based on what I asked. Model, older woman, fit woman, and then I cue the prompt. And it's crazy. It goes through all these steps, all these refinements, and it gives me like 3 pictures of refinements. And then the node that I've been trying to get added is not adding, which is the React node. Yeah, it's not there yet. Yeah. I can't get the one thing for the face swap to load, so that's definitely going to be a next week thing. But yeah. That's kind of where we're at. But that's see, and then again. It's just refining the image. It grabbed her face because that's what we want to face swap. So it's already doing all of this and it's running it through a cleaner. And see, here's a more cleaner, here's a cleaner image. So, because I'm trying to prime these, and these are the ones where the face is going to change. It'll pick up the face based on this. And then it'll replace the face with whatever image I put in, which is going to be Betty. That's it. That's all I got today.
I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah, but it's like 4 images. It's 4 images that we can use already. And I literally that like they were all generated today. I literally solved the problem this morning about like getting the seed all squared away. I found a seed that's going to work, and now it's the face swap part. And then the face swap will lead into also deep fake, which deep fake is all video, where we'll get a video of somebody doing something like a paddleball and then just put Betty's face in there. Because Betty's face will be so refined at that point through the face swap and everything else, and that's how we're going to roll with it.
Cool.
So
yeah. Big things. One other thing that I wanted to share with you guys that we're working on our end. It's a really, really simple process, but it's something that, again, with a lot of these tools, it's the limitation is, one thing I really want to stress is that the limitation is not the tool. The limitation is your imagination, and then also being able to actually just apply the tools, right? So just for example, like I mentioned, doing the AI animation ad, not that hard. It's not that crazy to do. It takes a little bit of learning. It's an unfamiliar process a little bit, but as you saw, it's an ad that's not even optimized to be an ad, and yet because it's new, it's doing so well. And there's so many things like that, right? So one thing that we're testing right now on our ads and with our media buying team is, the Facebook algorithm, if you're running ads, Facebook algorithm has just gotten so smart, right? It's so smart to the point where most people are doing this, one campaign blueprint where you just create the creatives, you don't do any targeting, and you just let the thing run. And then based on your creative and based on your landing page, you let the algorithm figure out where it's going to place people for you. Okay. So one thing that we're testing right now is figuring out on our side, what are the 7 to 8 different avatars that are in our market, and trying to find these optimal ads that will speak to them and letting the algorithm sort of sort out the rest. So what does that mean? Well, if we're selling, for example, our AI growth codes, which are essentially, different prompts and processes that we use inside our agency. Some are in free ad copies. Some of them you guys already have as part of Genesis or any other program. But when we're selling those, there's different avatars. There's, maybe existing copywriters, right? There could also be media buyers. It could be agency owners. It could be small business owners. It could be more of like the biz op, biz dev crowd, right? People who want to get into marketing. So there's a lot of different crowds that we can hit. And what we can do is we can segment those 7 to 8 different audiences and create ad variations that specifically call those out. Now here is the interesting part, which a lot of people are not using this to the capacity that they can, but who in here is familiar with with HeyGen? I know some of you are. HeyGen. Familiar? Know of the name? Okay. So HeyGen is what allows you to basically create a video clone of yourself. And it's very, very, very simple to use. All you have to do is literally upload 2 minutes of your own video of you speaking, okay? And they give you some specific instructions on what to do. You upload these videos of you speaking, and now you have a clone, and you can make it say whatever you want it to say, right? Now, these videos are not winning any Oscars anytime soon, but there's a couple like little things that you can do to make like decent ads that will allow you to get your messaging figured out, right? So going back to the thesis before, we said Facebook algorithm, very, very smart. Okay, so instead of messing around with targeting, use the one campaign blueprint. Awesome. But what you can do is you can say, hey, what are these 7 to 8 different avatars that I know are good candidates for my product? And then I can create ad sets for each of those and test really quickly to figure out what is the messaging that works for each audience and create a bunch of different ad campaigns and scale those up to hit all of these different avatars. And with HeyGen, you can do it really, really easily. Right? It means you don't have to film yourself. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do all these things, which it shouldn't be that hard to create an ad because you could just do it on your phone. But if you're running a business or you're working with a business owner, like to create it, that becomes a major friction point, and you can streamline it now with a tool like HeyGen. You do the setup once, and now you can streamline it without the business owner or the face of the brand having to be the bottleneck. So let me just show you real quick what this looks like.
I was going to show him my awful creepy video.
Oh, let's see it.
It's terrible. Hold on.
Creepy Nuno is amazing.
I actually put it on YouTube. I was trying to show people that this is. I did the free one, so we'll see how. Hey, Digital Voltage, your instant avatar is ready. Feel free to create videos with it. Also, click the feedback button to share what you think. Hope you enjoy. That is not me.
So it's powerful. It's powerful.
That is not me.
So I'll show you real quick. Like, this is what the inside of it looks like, and you can create your avatar and do all this. Now, here are a couple different tricks that you can use. That this is giving you some free game, right? Especially if you own a business. Is you get a green screen. Okay, you can literally, but it's just a piece of green fabric. Like this looks like it was professional. It's literally pinned up with clips into the drop ceiling. So it's nothing fancy, right? And what you do is you take a camera angle 1 and a camera angle B, and you can find a video that we'll talk about. Actually, hold on, let me look for it real quick. How to film to camera. There's just a video I found. I hope it's the right one. But basically what it allows you to do is you take two different frames with different like different distances. You want them to be different enough. You don't want them to be identical, right? So one should be a little closer or a little farther away, and you have it at a different angle. So now I have Stefan here, and actually make sure I'm sharing with some sound.
Hey Stefan, your instant avatar is ready. Feel free to create videos with it. Also, click the feedback button to share what you think. Hope you enjoy.
Okay. Creepy, but...
Hey Stefan. Hey Stefan, your instant avatar is ready. Feel free to create videos with it. Also, click the feedback button to share what you think. Hope you enjoy.
All right, so it's odd, right? It's odd because it's there's not a lot of motion, and the animation on the voice or the face looks a little bit weird, whatever. But here's where you can kind of smooth these processes out. First thing is you go to 11 Labs, which is by far both the best, the most realistic voice cloner that you can do. Really, really simple and easy to use, and it's very, very cheap, like ridiculously cheap. And so this is my impactful voice. Let's see how it works.
Project esta exchange em these. If you're a business with 10 to 100 employees, paying for traffic and trying your best to eke out every possible conversion, then the next 3 minutes could alter your company's growth trajectory for the better.
Okay, so you hear like there's some of those like weird, like whatever. That's where you come in here and you can adjust these different settings and they'll show you what it is. But this is where you can get a really, if you play around with those, you can get a really ultra realistic sounding voice. What you do is you download that file, and so when you go into to create your avatar, what you do is you come into audio script and you upload the audio. So you're uploading the 11 Labs audio, and it will create the HeyGen video clone based off of that audio. And that's way better because the voice that HeyGen provides you with is actually not that great to start with. And so with that alone, now you can create these two different angles of the same voice, right? Now you create two different videos, but it's the identical sound, right? Identical voice. So now you have a camera A and a camera B. If you send that to a video editor or do the video editing yourself, right? You could find a good video editor for 10, 15, 20, 25 an hour, right? Really good video editor for 20 to 25 an hour. They can take those two different images, put any background you want, same background, same voice, and you can splice those together with B-roll. And really quickly, you have a great sounding voice. You have multiple different camera angles. And if you have the B-roll and music involved, it becomes really, really hard to tell that it's even AI. And it's very, very simple to do that. And that allows you to just test so rapidly. You can create so many different tests. And if you combine that with something like free ad copy, I just want to show you how easy the workflow is, right? Because the more that you're able to just do these things and execute tasks really, really quickly. So let's say we want to create a Facebook ad. Okay, let's look at this, the Godfather offer. Mario names all these, and I think they're the funniest names ever. I always like, what's this? The slaughtered lamb. I don't know, but Godfather offer. And so you can come in here and let's say, for example, we want to do free ad copy for copywriters, right? So now we can generate our ad. All right, so we're ready to transform your copywriting game. Sick of dishing out cash for expensive copywriters who don't deliver, or maybe you're tired of relying on generic templates that fail to make your brand stand out. It's time to change the game. Enter free ad copy, a revolutionary AI-powered copy generator, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, not bad copy, like pretty decent. We got testimonials, we have opening questions, we got future pacing, we got urgency, we got the call to action. Language is good. So now we just copy this. You go into HeyGen. I don't have Stefan's voice in here, so we're going to use my own. But paste it in. Generate it. Now I'm generating the voice from this ad, okay, to target copywriters. Once this ad is ready, which is generating right now, I download it.
Ready to transform your copywriting game? Sick of dishing out cash for expensive copywriters who just don't deliver? Or maybe you're tired of relying on generic templates that fail to make your brand stand out.
Okay. This is still generating. It's going to take a while because this is kind of long. But then you download that. You come into HeyGen, and obviously this is my voice. I wish I had Stefan's. Pop it in here. Okay, and in this case, we'd be uploading the audio, but because I don't want to wait for that, I'm just going to use this tool as is. And then
I mean,
what it
it's
will
pretty
do.
remarkable. I can tell you that Molly Mahoney uses this, and she bought the most premier model. And she's been training the heck out of it. And her videos, we can't tell it's not her. Period. We just can't tell.
Ready to transform your copywriting game? Sick of dishing out cash for expensive copywriters who just don't deliver? Or maybe you're tired of relying on generic templates.
And then, so what you do is you pop it in, you make video 1, then you make video 2 with the alternate angle. You send those files to a video editor. There are some video editing tools that use AI that are nice, but I haven't found one that I really like or would trust enough. You send it to someone who spends an hour or so splicing them together, putting the background, and you can have a really nice ad that you generated. Basically, you have a VA do it, right? All of these processes here. And so, you know, if you know that the bottleneck is creating ads, which it almost always is, right? Like, it's the simple things in business that really kill people and hold people back and end up being the bottleneck. You can go look at a lot at what Hormozy talks about, where he's like, hey, I noticed that most people, the reason why their advertising campaigns don't work is they're just not testing enough ads. That's literally the number one thing. If you just have a VA who knows your avatars and can swipe this out, and then you have a tool like this, or you have a set of prompts or set of templates, whatever it is, now you can generate as many ads as you want. You can have them upload it here. You can have them upload it on there, send it to a video editor, and now you can test 20 to 30 new different ads a week, right? Which is probably even too many to test. But you could test, 5, 10 new ads a week and find the one that's really going to work. And that's powerful. You're using Facebook's AI algorithm. You're using a tool like this, or any prompts or whatever you want to use, the voice cloner tool, and then the video cloner tool, and you're combining all those together. It's ultra simple, really, really basic stuff, but that's the stuff that will get you results. And I can guarantee you that 99% of people, even people who know these tools and how they work, are not using this process. So if you can use this process in your business, or you can be the person to really set this up and make it happen for another business owner and turn things around, it's a game changer. So simple. The gap is really just the execution. That's all. So that's my little soapbox. I don't know, Nuno, if you have anything to add on that workflow, but it's so powerful.
No, I mean, you have everything there. Again, for people that are shy of getting on camera, record 2 minutes of video. If you want to go a little further, you can record yourself saying it in front of it. Just make it natural. Read it off at the teleprompter or read off your phone. And then that's it. You guys are done. There's really nothing else like for you to do. And if you're better writers than you are speakers, there's your out. And if you're really that shy, then we'll have some fake avatars you all can try and even make a run for OnlyFans if it doesn't work out for you.
Emmanuel, you can get this recording or any recording in our newsletter is usually when we send it out. And then you'll also see there's a YouTube channel. I believe it's AI Alchemy, something like that. But most of the time we just send people to the newsletter, sign up to it. Frankly, if you're not signed up to it, you should, because it's really dang good. Gives you a lot of stuff. You sign up to that, and then every Friday we send out the recording. But once you get one recording, you'll be able to find the channel, and you can just look, because we upload them on there, if you don't want to be on the newsletter. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the last little bit of time. Like I said, we're gonna have some really fun stuff in the next few weeks that I'm just very excited to share with you. What questions do you guys have in the last 10 minutes or so before we wrap up?
If I were to get a PC to run the Comfy AI, well, what are some of the tech requirements? Well, do you need like a super advanced video card or something?
No, you definitely need like one of the newer ones, like the 360s or the 370s, like the NVIDIAs. You need an NVIDIA card for sure.
NVIDIA. Okay.
Most graphic processing right now runs off of NVIDIA, period. Like,
okay. And does Comfy AI list out their minimum tech requirements?
It does, and
Yeah,
there's
okay.
so many videos out there. I mean, we could like just come on the regular Friday call.
Okay.
We could probably work. I can stumble you through it. I've done it now like twice, so I'm still going through a little bit of the bumps here and there, but it's definitely not bad. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like I've
Sure.
kind of learned a lot more than I probably should have at this point, but
Yeah.
like there
Looks
was one
like
point
it.
in time, it was so funny. My wife was walking in and I could not. Like I was like, what are you? She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm trying to it's like parameters and what are you doing? I'm like,
Got pickleball Betty.
then I'm trying to tell her. Then I start talking about pickleball and how we're making these like habits. She's like, what in God's name are you guys? It just went downhill real quick.
That's
It was
funny.
funny, but it was really embarrassing.
What's the DID?
What was that?
What's the DID link? The DID you were talking about before.
DID?
The DID.
Okay.
You talked
Okay.
about it.
Don't
Look,
yell. Don't yell.
well, you're not
Come on now.
listening to me.
Come on, yell. Don't yell.
Come on, chill, man.
Come on. Did you Google it? I'm going to ask you that first.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm trying to cook my dinner.
Cooking dinner.
It's
Huh?
almost midnight. It's almost midnight. I've got to cook
They
my
have this great
dinner.
new AI tool. It's called google.com. It's got a
Oh, stop it.
magical bar. You put in numbers or letters and it spits out. It tells you everything you need to know. No, I'm going to share it with you. But did.com. Here. Okay, you can continue to cook your roast beef.
Eggs and veggies. I'm a veggie.
Yeah, eggs
DID.com,
and
right?
veggie. DID.com. I just put that in the chat. D-ID.com. The other ones we mentioned were Midjourney,
Yeah, we know that one. And the
Pika
other
Art,
ones?
Leonardo.ai,
Leonardo.ai,
Swapper.ai.
Swapper.ai, Runway. The other thing too that I've learned is within Midjourney there is a bot. I believe it's called insightface.ai. It's a very lightly technical to kind of get the bot to work within Midjourney, but you can easily find a tutorial or read some of the explanations. But what that allows you to do is basically you can generate something in Midjourney, and then you can run that face swapper tool directly within Midjourney to put a face that you like or your own face or your avatar's face on top of another face, and it works decently well. And kind of something that Nuno had said that I want to emphasize is the key is that you want to create a model who has a similar body or body type to your model, and then you can easily swap the face in and out from there. And one really cool way that I heard that you can do this is, let's say for instance you wanted to do like clone Nuno, right? So what you would want to do is you actually want to find a celebrity lookalike, somebody who is kind of famous for Nuno, so probably like a Brad Pitt or like a Denzel Washington or something. And and then what you can do is once you find a kind of a celebrity lookalike, you can get a good description, and then you can say, you know, something that looks like Brad Pitt or something like that, and that's a nice anchor that AI can use to create a model that's going to be similar. Damien, yes, and I am not a media buyer by any.
Hey guys,
Go ahead.
No, my video went off.
Oh, okay. Damien, yeah, the one campaign blueprint. It's I'm not a media buyer by any strokes, but those who I talk to and the ones who run our ads, that's what they're using, which really means just, you know, if you've seen that meme of just let it rip, the Chad no targeting, that's basically what it is. You're letting the algorithm work for you, so there's no targeting. It does the work for you by looking at your creative, and just using the algorithm to figure out who to send it to. Cool. Ron, you had a question, right?
Yeah. So when I was working with those video tools like Pika and Leonardo, they're limited to like 7 or up to 7 or 4 seconds. How are you guys able to expand that?
Yep. So that's why DID, if you look at it, it looks like an animated thing, but it's a static image and the face is animated, and that's using DID. So that's how you can stretch that, right? The other way is that using in Runway, you can use brushes. that will create those animations. So it's a static image generated in Midjourney, and then you're using that brush to sort of create the animation, right, of something happening. And that allows you to extend it as well.
But how do you create that full-length video? So Nuno
Oh, okay.
gestured that you were like you use like some sort of editing software or something.
Oh yeah,
to
definitely.
spli-
Yeah. You're splicing different clips and cuts together. For sure.
Did you use like something like a Final Cut Pro or something like that, or?
I forgot. I had one of our editors do like the Final Cut, but
my kid
yeah,
uses
yeah, something basic.
CapCut. You don't have to go anything crazy. CapCut is like free. It's what a lot of the YouTubers use. You don't even have to get to the paid program, and you can edit unlimited amount of video. My kid uses it.
And for anyone in here who's marketer,
Sorry, can you
copywriter,
mention that? I didn't quite catch that. What was that site?
nobody tell her.
It's CapCut.
Uh-uh.
CapCut. Cap. Not like this. Yeah.
And
One word, I think.
yeah, and honestly, like if I were in the situation where I'm a freelancer, I'm a copywriter, whatever, I would just get really good at these tools, video tools. Like if you can create amazing video ads and you also know how to like write copy and you can use AI to write copy, that is a powerful skill set, especially in 2024. And if you're a business owner, run these ads because they're working amazing, right? And so huge opportunity there that I would definitely capture. I would become that person because it's easy to use, and for many people it's just complicated because it's new and they're like, I don't know how to do it. Okay, and as the tools get better and better, you get more and more valuable, as far as I can see. So, all right, I'm gonna wrap it up there, and thank you everyone always for joining, and if you're watching the replay, thanks for being here. Nuno, thanks for always being here and being stellar. And yeah, check out free ad copy if you have not, and I'm really excited. I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, next week we should have face swapping, and maybe I can get into deep fakes. We'll see if I can get into deep fakes. I'm gonna have a lot of fun.
We're sending Nuno down a degenerate path.
Can't wait. I can't wait. But we would prefer the real Nuno. Thank you, Nuno. Appreciate your
Well,
time.
no, I'm
Thank you,
just gonna
darling.
make. I mean, it was funny. I had your image, Luke, and I put it in this. This thing. If you saw the things that
Cool.
came out of it.
Some funny things.
So, but anyway, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I think I actually just got the face swapper thing to work. So go figure. All right, guys.
All right. Peace.
Thank
See you next time.
you.
Thank you, everybody.
so much. Thanks. Cool.